Dude, I had a stuffed koala with that you could like stick your hand up its ass and use it as a puppet. It was great.
We've all got those in Australia. You just got,
Awesome.
you have to. It's like your childhood quest to become a man. You've got to go out and find a real koala and just ram your hand up its ass, and then make it talk.
Dude, I'd be okay with that if that was a thing that we did here. Like if you had to go out and I don't know, find a beaver, make a single like sandal out of its tail, and then wear it as a glove to cut down a tree.
This is why Australia is better. This is why koala is the better part of maple koala, because we don't have beavers. We have platypus, and you don't go out and find a platypus because it kills you.
A platypus is just a derpier beaver
with poison poison claws. They win.
Well, yeah, but fuck.
There's not a thing in Australia that won't kill you at some point.
Oh, don't worry. I'm well aware. You fucking
just
creeps.
Just letting you know, like you think your animals are cool, then you find the Australian version of it, and it kills you. And
Dude,
you're like,
I don't think my animals are cool. I think my animals are dickbags. We have the Canada goose. That thing's a fucking bastard.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Geese are horrible.
Jesus, like they will fuck your whole day up. Anyway, welcome to the Maple Koala podcast. I don't know what this is.
Okay, this is gonna be a podcast about gaming and talking shit about horrible things like Canada
and Australia.
Well,
They might be boring, but at least we won't kill you.
Some people might have that opinion of Australia, and some people
Unless
might be
your
wrong.
skin's like red, but anyway.
Well, yeah, let's not talk about that. So let's
Okay.
let you actually want to introduce it properly now.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
All right. Welcome to the Maple Koala Geek Podcast. I'm Dan, and the other loser is...
Fuck you, buddy.
Exactly,
anyway,
that's
my
his
name's
name.
Matt. Actually, dude, if I could change it to fuck you, buddy, I would.
Don't get distracted now. Come on. Keep on track.
That's basically 90% of what I do. Anyway, welcome to this thing we're doing that we have obviously prepared for so much.
Yes, we are amazing people who have spent many, many hours not doing anything to do with this.
Totally. Like, this is... what, the fourth time we've tried just to do this intro, and I have no idea if this is even going to be the final take.
No, this is the final take.
Okay.
So this is a new podcast by two idiots. Going to talk about things that are related to geek stuff, because that's what we're into.
Pretty much.
So Matt, you get to take the first one.
Hooray! Okay, let's open up the list of shit that I gotta look at. Thing number one. Apparently... the StarCraft source code is still important because the dude got a free trip to BlizzCon because of it.
And whining and dining by the Blizzard dev team.
Dude, yeah. You got a bunch of shit for it.
Come on.
First of all, if you see something cool on eBay, buy it, because apparently you get to go to BlizzCon if it's really awesome. But,
that's a key thing. You've got to remember this. You ever see anything cool on eBay, you might get a free trip to BlizzCon.
Right?
Buy boxes from old people.
This dude just bought a box of stuff on
of Blizzard. eBay. It was Blizzard stuff. It was
Blizzard stuff. Yeah. It was just a box of random Blizzard stuff off eBay, and it had a disc that had the StarCraft master source code on it.
At least one of the versions of it.
Yeah.
I'd assume that it wasn't the only source code CD. Blizzard would have more somewhere.
I probably, but it actually makes me really happy to think that they only had the one.
It does. That would make a lot. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time Blizzard has had a major thing be found in the wild. We had the adventure game, Warcraft adventure game, was found in Russia, where the team that made it was. But awesome. I'd assume that this was some developer left Blizzard, or somehow this CD got out of Blizzard, but it was just one of many copies laying around.
Probably, but I want it to be the only copy, though.
I don't think Blizzard's that inept. They're inept, but...
Well, no, they're not like Konami levels of inept, but...
No. It might be the only pressed CD. There might have been just the files on a computer somewhere. But yeah, so some guy found the CD and didn't know what to do with it, so asked the internet, who all said, steal it and keep it and give it to us so we can make video games mods out of it. And then the Blizzard legal team said, give it back. So he did. And besides the fact that the Blizzard legal team told him to give it back, that was the right thing to do. As much as I'm
Yeah.
behind like preserving game content and like needing to preserve like everything we can to do of gaming history, the source code belongs to Blizzard, and if they want to preserve it, they get to preserve it. If they want to throw it in the bin, they get to throw it in the bin. We can't
Pretty
just
much,
steal
yeah.
it. Though hopefully that means they are preserving it somewhere. Please.
Well, you'd hope so.
Please, Blizzard, be
but-
preserving that.
Huh.
That means a lot
I
to
don't know.
people.
It does, but there's a lot of fucking games that have just gone away.
Well,
Most of them,
that's the sad thing.
Konami.
It doesn't matter how crap a
PT.
game is or how much it's owned by Konami. It really should be preserved, especially you, Konami. Stop that.
Oh my god, what if they started making Blizzard pachinko machines?
Who says they have?
I want... Oh my god, do they have those?
I guarantee you there's like a World of Warcraft pachinko machine.
Dude,
Guarantee
okay,
you.
so when eventually I get to Japan, which will probably be in like never, I'm gonna see if there's a fucking Blizzard pachinko machine. Because if there is, I'm going to do nothing but
Give
gamble
Blizzard
on.
your money.
I don't know what those are. Anyway,
It's a gambling
I think
machine.
it would be fun.
You pay
Okay,
money
so
to get
it's-
balls.
so it's just like an overpriced, not overpriced, like overhyped VLT thing with a lot more loud noises.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
It's just like it's like a gambling
dumb.
machine.
that's really dumb.
Yeah, you pay money, you get a certain amount of balls, you flick the balls into like an area, and they go into different little holes and stuff, and you get points, and then big lights flash and videos play to keep you interested.
Oh,
I
was
only
gonna
know
say
this
that
from the
sounds a
Yakuza
lot like
games.
skee-ball.
Well, it's not like they're tiny little balls in a machine. Like it's not like
Oh.
skee-ball where you roll it up. It's like
Okay, that
you're just pressing a button
makes more
essentially.
sense. That sounds dumb, honestly.
Well, so are slot machines, but people play them. It's the same thing.
Fair enough.
Same premise. It's just a gambling thing, and it keep like bright, flashy lights and video to keep you entertained, to like keep you sitting there putting money in.
Fair enough.
So along with the StarCraft Source CD,
Huh.
Mr. Boy got to go to BlizzCon, as we joked. I got
Well,
a copy
it
of
wasn't
Overwatch.
even- That wasn't even the first thing. Like at first, they just gave him a copy of Overwatch, and it was like, what does it say? $250 in store credit for Blizzard, so he could get
Lots
a
of
whole
loot boxes
shitload of
or-
loot
yeah.
boxes or whatever. But then, about a week later, someone from Blizzard called him and said, "You want to go to BlizzCon?" He's like, "Well, fuck yeah, but it's BlizzCon. How the fuck am I gonna get in?"
And
And
that
they're
guy
like,
laughed
okay,
on the phone
so-
and said, "We're Blizzard."
Yep. So, okay, here's the thing. You're going to BlizzCon, all expenses paid, and we're going to go get drunk. And, I mean,
I'd get drunk.
I
with
would-
yeah,
dude, I'd be down with that.
I'd straight up. But the thing is, I'd get drunk and be like, "So please explain Warcraft Adventure to me and why it's not a real, like why it didn't get published, please. I need Deathwing smoking a hookah." And then they'd be like, "Get out," because they don't like talking about it. But that's what drunk me would
yeah.
do.
Yeah, but drunk you sounds like a bit of an idiot.
More
so than sober you.
me's a bit of an idiot. What are you
That's
talking
fair.
about?
I mean, yeah, but... Yeah. And then there's... What the hell is this?
I don't
So
know.
there's like a picture of all the various fucking swag that he got.
Yeah, he must have gotten like,
On
a
top
bag
of all
full.
that shit, he got a Diablo 3 bottle opener. There's Razer's got this whole line of like Overwatch themed basically it's just their standard line of gaming keyboards and mice and headsets and shit.
Yeah, but with Overwatch.
But it's all
details and
Overwatch branded, so he got one of their the Chroma keyboards, it's all Overwatch branded, a mouse, a fucking headset. It's like a Diablo 3, what is that art? I can't fucking tell. That's an art book or whatever.
That's
But
a lot of crap, though.
holy shit, he got a lot of shit.
To be fair, Reddit seems to think that that's not equal to what the source disk is, but it totally is. That's totally worth it. You hand that over for that shit.
Oh, dude, I would.
And
Even if
because
it
it's
was
morally
just all
right.
the swag, I'd be down for it. But also the BlizzCon trip, man.
Yeah, the BlizzCon trip's pretty big, and going to meet the devs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I doubt they're like it's not all of the original devs, but there's probably gonna be some of them there, and obviously they've got the remaster coming out for StarCraft, and the original version is now free. If you didn't know that, go to the Blizzard site and download StarCraft.
StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War.
Yes, it's the
Free
expansion.
right now. You can play them right now.
Yep. And when the remaster comes out, the free version will be able to play with the remaster version, but obviously with the original graphics, not the remastered graphics. So,
Sweet.
if you want to get on with your StarCraft, you can. On
It
official.
should probably like put a link to that in the notes or something for people
Yes.
to click
Well,
on.
yeah, the Blizzard. Click down to the bottom and see if there's a link there if you remembered. If not,
Yeah.
just type Blizzard and StarCraft into Google.
Yeah, pretty
Google
much.
will find it.
Like, if we didn't Google it for you, Google it yourself.
Yeah. If you're really having trouble, just go to the Let Me Google That For You, and it'll do all the work.
Exactly. Wait, isn't that more? Oh, fuck.
That's something you said to someone else, but it's hilarious to make people have to go to it themselves.
Right?
Like, you go there and you learn. You learn about Googling. So, StarCraft. A lot of fun. Get your asses playing it. Just don't play against me, because I want to win, and don't beat me.
Dude, I tried. I like StarCraft. Oh, StarCraft 2. I haven't played the original one yet. I haven't downloaded the free version yet. I like StarCraft 2, but all I fucking ever do is I play against AI on like easy or occasionally medium, because anything more than that is just bad. I tried getting onto like online shit. I think I actually did placement matches for competitive, and I lost every single one. It was terrible.
Yeah, you'd have to actually play the online now, like competitively. You've got to know the meta properly and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, no, I cannot do that.
No, I played StarCraft when it came out back in the day. I used to play on a 56k modem. Like, someone picked up the phone, I'd lose my match. I used to also lie to people a lot on StarCraft. Like before, like in the lobbies, they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'd be like, "Australia." Be like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm 15 and I smoke and drink alcohol because it's legal here. Ride a kangaroo to school and I poke koalas off the Sydney Harbour Bridge." Don't know how many people actually fell for it, but they seem to.
I mean, they probably did, honestly.
I was a horrible person. We spent a lot of time like just dicking around in StarCraft back in the day. But I played the free version, and while I did okay, I was nowhere near as fast as when I was a kid. But it's really nice that Blizzard's doing that. A remaster, the free original version. Hopefully that means we might get like a Warcraft 2 free version. Blizzard?
The remaster in 4K, in like 4K definition. That's
I
why.
don't know why, but good on you,
Why?
Blizzard. Do whatever.
I mean, fair enough, but still, why?
Yeah, if the option's there, go for it, I suppose. But
right?
Hopefully, if this does well, we might see more remasters out of Blizzard of some of the older content. Like, they're still selling Diablo 1 and 2, I believe, but making them free and giving a remaster would be great. At some point.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Also, where's my World of StarCraft, Blizzard? World of StarCraft, I want it. That's an MMO I'd pay for, on top of my World of Warcraft subscription.
Now, I would probably play World of StarCraft. I've never once given a single fuck about World of Warcraft. World of StarCraft, I could fuck with.
I've heard a lot of people say that. StarCraft's a different thing, so I think, come on, Blizzard, get cracking. So the next bit of semi-news is that Black Ops 3, which is not the most recent Call of Duty. It's
not by far the most recent.
It's the older one by Treyarch, not the Infinite Warfare, is getting its 5th DLC. Mid Infinity Warfare getting their DLC. And it's a collection of the original Zombies maps, like all bundled together. Which, understandable why they would do that. They're obviously trying to keep the hype high for the whole Zombies thing, and the zombie storyline is pretty cool.
But, I mean, that game came out in 2015. They're putting out, it's
quite a while.
As of whenever the Christ World War II comes out, there's going to be 2 games.
3.
Fuck, why? It'll be the 3rd game back in the list.
Yeah. There'll be Call of Duty Black Ops 3 with its new DLC. There'll be Infinite Warfare with its DLCs. I don't know if that's finished yet. I think they're still going with it. And then you've got World War II. So
yeah, that's the one that's coming out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't given a fuck about that series since... Did I play Black Ops 2? I don't even know. I played the first Black Ops.
I've played them, and I enjoy the zombie storyline, but playing those games is infuriating because you have to play with random people, and random people are assholes. All of them. All of you. You know what you did.
I mean, I was in a guild group, whatever, online group thing for, I think it was Modern Warfare 2.
What a scrub.
Right?
What
It
a
was
screw-up.
weird because I was not good at that. I mean, I was all right at it, but I wasn't great at it.
I think the best I ever
Also,
did in that
didn't
was
really
getting
like
like
it. It was
second
just something
place.
to do. What?
I think the best I ever did in like a Call of Duty and multiplayer is getting like second place, and final kill on one match. I'm not very good at fast-paced shooters, so, but I can't believe that they're still putting out a DLC for it. Like, why? Obviously, I know why. It's going to make money, but
I mean, yeah, but
I thought, you know, if they're going to do like a bundled remaster of the original maps, why wouldn't you cram that into World War Two? Because some of the maps are going to be
Right.
from the World of War, which was a World War Two one.
Yup.
So I guess they think the fan base for Black Ops 3 is separate.
how long has it been since they did a fucking World War II game?
Long time.
2008. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a while. Battlefield, you know, went back to World War 1, and Call of Duty's gone to World War 2. Which,
I mean,
good on them.
hooray
Finally.
for being able to shoot Nazis again.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm down for
Battlefield
that,
1, you
but-
can't shoot Nazis. You can only shoot the Triple Alliance and the Allies, funnily enough.
Yeah, I'm
And
talking
the Allies
World
are the
War II
Germans.
specifically.
So,
Oh, Germany.
well, World War 1, they were the Allies, and the
Oh, yeah.
the English and all that were the Entente. So,
Yeah.
it's one of those history
No, I'm talking
things.
like specifically the new Call of Duty game. Like,
Yes, you will be able to
Nazis are
shoot
fun
Nazis.
shoot. Nazis are fun to shoot. I
Yeah.
like shooting Nazis,
Well,
zombie or otherwise.
I got into an argument about that. Like, why is World War II picked so often? I'm like, because it's the easiest game to make a bad guy. You just go, there's Nazis, and everyone goes, oh, okay, I'll shoot them.
Right? Like, there's no moral shit there. It's not like
Yeah, you don't have to pretend they're good people, which some of them were, but you just go, they're Nazis.
yeah. I mean, there's space in that whole genre for, you know, going all who's the bad guy here, because what the fuck was that game? The game where you, spoiler alert, you're the bad guy and you go crazy.
Oh, the one in the sand in
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that game.
fuck's sake. As you can tell, super prepared.
I don't
Library.
pay attention to video games. They're horrible. Who plays them?
Right? Fuck video games.
I think everyone knows the one you mean. It might be better to leave the name off, actually, so that way people don't get spoiled, because it was the big twist that at the end you were actually insane, and
I just found out what the name is too. But yeah, fair enough. But I mean, in that game, yes, it makes sense that things are a bit ambiguous, and by a bit ambiguous, I mean not ambiguous at all. But
Not by
World
the
War II, there's no ambiguity there. It's just
Well-
you are good guys, Nazis are bad guys. Shoot Nazis.
the history of it is that the Nazis are bad guys. There could be a very fun game of playing as a Nazi, you know, a German soldier, just doing what he thinks he needs to do to protect his country, and then the slow revelation that, wait, are we the bad guys?
Yeah, but we already have that, and it's called that game that I'm not allowed to say the name of.
No,
Only
but
it's not
that's
Nazis, it's America.
Yeah, I was about to say
America is the new Nazis.
Apparently,
apparently.
don't say that. Don't say that.
I mean,
they'll find
not
us.
all of them, just the ones in power. Anyway,
Stop saying that. They'll find us.
no, they won't.
No, I live in Australia. They'll never find me. They think
Right?
we all
I live in Canada. They'd freeze to death.
I think some of them know what cold is, by the way.
No,
Pretty sure some of them are pretty Canadian with, like, saying A at the end of their sentences and stuff like that.
no,
Minnesota? Minneapolis? Mini something.
nah. I don't know, man.
So yeah, Black Ops 3 gets new DLC for reasons. Obviously money.
Yeah,
But
I mean money. Yeah, but also, I don't fucking know.
I really thought that would be tied on to World War 2, but, you know, whatever. You know, do what you want to do, Treyarch.
You do you, man.
I
You
guess
do
they've got nothing else on their plate at the moment.
you. Well, are they the ones who are making World War II though?
No, that's Sledgehammer. Or Treyarch might be doing zombies for it, who knows?
What the fuck? Hold up.
You looked
Call
it up before.
of
Sledgehammer's
Duty.
doing World War 2.
Is it? Oh shit. Okay.
You fool.
What the fuck is Treyarch doing then?
Who knows? They're doing DLC 5 for Black Ops
Treyarch
3.
is. Oh yeah, the only thing they're working on right now apparently is DLC for Black Ops 3.
That's weird. Treyarch's a big company. How can they survive on that? Oh, well. That's
because it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, but like you need money to do this sort of stuff.
Well, yeah, but also apparently not.
I mean, apparently they've got the
know.
money and time to be able to do this and not work on another game. I assume that like EA just keeps them covered like until they need them.
No, Activision.
Whichever company does it. Is it Activision?
They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Activision is Call of Duty. EA is Battlefield.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I
Wait,
get confused. Because they're the same company and do the same thing.
Right.
I mean, they're both doing World War One and World War Two again. But I don't think that's intentional. I don't think Call of Duty was like, oh, World War One did well. I assume that was already in development, and they were like, those bastards,
Probably.
they did World War One.
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
So the last bit of news we have is for Matt. It's about a game he likes.
Already? Okay then. So, if anyone hasn't played the Darksiders series, first of all, you're a terrible person. Go play them all. Well, go play the first one.
See the incredible back down. Go play all of them. Wait, hang on a minute.
I mean, the second one wasn't bad. It was just a bit whatever. The first one was fantastic.
To be fair, Darksiders 2 was made as that company exploded into bankruptcy.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
It has some excuses.
But like the first one was just fucking great. I actually, when I found out that, oh, by the way, the news is they announced Darksiders 3. When I found out that was happening, I went and bought the remastered versions of the first two and I'm going to play through them all again. And I forgot just how awesome it was because it's fucking fantastic.
But it is. Darksiders 1 is kind of like a Zelda cross-action combat game.
It's basically if God of War did violently sexual things to, like, Legend of Zelda.
Well, I mean, that's anyway, God of War can do sex, so...
And then it got hit over the head with a Bible that was, like, open to the Book of Revelations.
Pretty much.
And then it just kind of, like...
yeah,
probably don't want to get too graphic with it. Either way, it's good.
I mean, the basic storyline of Darksiders is War is tricked into starting the apocalypse.
Yep.
Angels and demons descend upon Earth to fight, because that's what the apocalypse means.
Angels and demons went to Earth first, and then War got tricked into starting the apocalypse. And then it's weird.
Then time passes, and he comes back.
He gets put in jail for about a century, and then they're like, "You done fucked up," and he's like, "Let me go fix this shit." And they're like, "How do we know you're gonna fix this shit? You got no power." And he's like, "Well, if I die, then you don't have to execute me." So that's pretty cool. So he gets his wicked ass sword and goes back down to Earth, and it's like, it's the best looking apocalypse I've ever seen.
It is. They did
like,
a
it's
good
really,
job of,
really pretty.
Like, falling apart.
Like the art design in that game, I can never pronounce his last name. Joe Madureira, I think, is a weird fucking name. Either way, his art style it's wicked over the top, but it's also really good for a fucking video game.
Yes.
So
it does look very good. War does look a bit like, I don't want to say over-designed, but he's got a lot of like lumps and bits of clothing here and there, but it all works out.
Yeah, but it fits though.
It does. It just you could be turned off by that if it's not a very simple design. It's very complex.
Yeah, but I mean it works for War, but if you take it to like, did you see that picture of who was it? It was one of the artists from Square Enix who designed like a Batman suit.
No, I did see the artist of Square Enix making the like one of their RPG games that I think it's Xenoblade or something like that, and the character has like a frying pan and a fucking bag and a bag on a bag and all this other stuff, and you just like, calm down, Square Enix.
Here I'm gonna have to put a link to this in
the police
wherever
are coming
the
to get
description of it in this pod, right? So where the fuck are you? Okay, take a look at this shit.
Something like.
That is what happens if...
wait, I have seen that, yeah. Like the skeleton bat arms and crap.
That is fucking over-designed. That is a piece of shit.
I don't know why you'd do that. Well, I mean, I know why you'd do that, because you're insane, but... yeah, that's just too much. That
but,
also, to be an aside there, just because we've looked at this Batman image, this follows, like, the modern trend of making Batman into, like, this mechanized armor. I really hate that.
Right?
Like, I like Batman in a bloody, like, just a a cotton outfit that like runs around punching people in the face. You get to say that it's magic cotton. You don't have to pretend it's like, normal clothing. But
I mean,
it
you can
doesn't
just
need
make it look
Kevlar.
like clothes and just call it Kevlar and say that it's super advanced bat Kevlar.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got like bullet repellent spray, and his muscles are so thick that knives don't work on him anymore.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
And, dogs try and bite him, and he literally reaches down their throat and rips their tonsils out. It's fine. You don't need
Right?
Batman in super duper armor. Like, I get the appeal, but it's just like every Batman now has to like one up the whole like mechanical robot.
Because Iron Man is a thing, and now Batman has to be better than Iron Man because Warner Brothers wants to make money. And
well, one of those two
apparently
companies
are
is making money.
Yeah.
It's not DC.
No. Well, they kind of are. Like, their movies are doing surprisingly well for getting so terrible reviews.
They're doing okay, but they're not doing like Marvel money. They're not box office blowing it out of the water.
Marvel. I mean, it's Warner Brothers versus Disney, man. Like, who's gonna fucking win that fight?
Well, hopefully Warner Brothers could put in at least a fair effort. Try Warner Brothers, try.
I mean, I've heard good and bad things about the Wonder Woman movie.
I would like to hear anything about it, but it's not being advertised, so I guess I'm not allowed to watch it.
Yep.
If I
saw the Justice League trailer. The only entertaining part was Aquaman.
Wait, Channing Tatum is Aquaman? What?
The only entertaining part was Aquaman. I can't talk, apparently.
Yeah, I thought you said Channing Tatum, and I was like,
no,
wait,
fuck
no,
that
it's
shit. No,
Jason Momoa.
He's in Kingsman 2.
So don't even bring that up, please. I don't.
Why? Why not?
Because it's horrible.
Fuck you.
It's trying to be James Bond, but funny. And you can't do that.
Yeah.
James Bond is only funny when he slaps a woman. That's not actually funny. Don't ever slap women. Don't do that. Never be Sean Connery.
No, don't do that.
Never name your daughter Pussy Galore.
You know what? That's like the whole like Sean Connery ending up being a bit of a dick thing is why I'm really happy his career went the way it did. Because as soon as League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out, I do not feel bad laughing at him relentlessly.
Oh, do you want to do Harry Potter? No, that sounds like a bunch of old shit. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Sure, I'll sign up for that.
Oh, fuck. Like, what? Oh, God.
To be fair, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen had a chance. Like, that could have been a great movie.
I mean, it could have been, but it wasn't.
And I don't like calling movies guilty pleasures because you either take pleasure or you don't. If you take pleasure in a movie, own it. And I do enjoy watching League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, if only to drink beer and throw popcorn at the screen and yell at it. That's still pleasure. It's still enjoyment.
Fair enough. Fair point. What the fuck are we talking about?
You're talking about Batman.
Right, Darksiders.
And Darksiders.
Darksiders.
We can go back to Darksiders now. So the new Darksiders character is Fury, who was named in the original Darksiders. So it's weird, but it's canonical, so good for them.
They changed the Four Horsemen from what they were in whatever the fuck to
popular mythology.
It's War, Death, Fury, and Strife now because those are all different concepts.
Yeah, Fury and Strife to me feel like they just belong right under Wars. Like that's him. You go insane and kill everything.
Yep. So we've had War was the first game. First game was fucking fantastic. Death was the second game. I never actually finished the second game. I'm planning on finishing it now, but
it's not horrible. But you can tell that it's a game from a company that's falling apart. Which is unfortunate.
There's a lot. The world's big and there's a decent amount to do, but it feels kind of empty.
Yeah, and it also it added in the more RPG, like you get armor drops and weapon drops, and you pick which one's got the best stats and.
Yeah, and I liked that at first, but I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know.
The first one works because War has a unique character. He's got a huge sword and he rides this horse. Death also has a unique character, but then you get these sort of like random weapons and you're changing them up as you play.
Yeah.
And there's like swords and scythes and axes.
Also, you know what's really fucking weird? Is that in the first Darksiders, I think it was a pre-order bonus originally, but if you get the War Mastered edition, you get it's automatically unlocked in game. You just have to buy it from Vulgrim. Death's scythe. It's called the Harvester.
Good name.
Like, it's Death's weapon. It's really fucking good. But that weapon isn't, as far as I remember, that isn't in Darksiders 2. He just uses a couple of generic, like, dual-wieldy things.
I think he
like
loses his scythe early on, and that's why he starts, like...
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been years since I played it.
I believe
when
it has
first
a similar
came out,
premise.
and I haven't played it since.
It has, like, a similar premise to the first one, where he's trying to, like, clear his brother's name.
Yeah.
And he gets depowered and sent out into the world to, like, do that.
First one, War is trying to clear his own name. Second one, Death is trying to clear War's name. Third one, I don't fucking know, but Fury looks fantastic, and I want that whip.
That does. As much as the name and the character, like, idea of Fury being a horseman is, like, weird, the character is a cool character. So
oh, shit, yeah.
Good for
them. She looks like she's having a fucking blast.
Which, you know, if you're furious, is she fast as well? But
fuck off, you dick.
Sorry.
Although she does look kind of quick. Anyway, there's a gameplay video put out, but I haven't seen it yet. And I wouldn't really want to see it because it's not coming out until next year. I don't want to watch what is basically like alpha gameplay.
What company like picked up those rights? It's 2K, isn't it?
It was THQ. The fuck was it? THQ folded, but they were the original publishers.
Yes.
And then Vigil Games and Darksiders. Vigil Games disbanded. Darksiders was bought by... It's now called THQ Nordic.
Oh, wow. I don't like when they do that. I don't like when a company folds and they're like, oh, let's name the new company after it. Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't be the modern day Atari. Don't.
Yeah, they used to be called Nordic Games, and they bought THQ. They bought some stuff from THQ when they folded. Now it's THQ Nordic, and now they're making Darksiders 3, and they've got... Hold up, let me get the name of the fucking studio pulled up here. Where the shit is it? Future. There we go. So it's Gunfire Games making Darksiders 3.
That name doesn't give me a lot of hope. That's like a very generic, like, Gunfire Games.
But apparently it's some of the devs from the original Darksiders, or from Vigil, who were there, so...
That's good.
Gunfire Games is...
Rockstar South.
Oh, dear God.
Southeast, probably. You always know when a company's good when it turns into Rockstar all of a sudden.
Right. Yeah, so Vigil was founded by Joe Mad, the guy who was the creative director behind Darksiders. He broke off to make a company called Airship Syndicate, which I know nothing about, but apparently they have something really cool in the works. And then a couple of other people... Yeah. A couple of other people moved to Gunfire Games. So it doesn't... As far as I can tell, Joe Mad isn't involved in Darksiders 3 at all.
Oh, well, I mean, some of the original devs are there, and I don't really particularly care if, you know...
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I like his art style, but it's not really unique. It's just, he's got his own sort of spin on a thing that's kind of popular in the comic book world. That's where he came from.
Yeah. It's a very 90s art style.
Yeah.
Very
bulky. I mean, it's not going to be that hard for a creative... any kind of creative team on the new game to emulate at the very least. And from the looks of the video that I've seen, they've got it pretty good.
It looks good. It looks like it could be a half decent game.
Yep.
But hold on to your hype train. You don't want to get too excited just yet. It's not out
but
for a while.
But it does look like they've set it. Yeah. 12 minutes of Darksiders 3 pre-alpha gameplay, so I'm not actually going to watch that.
Don't watch that.
I will rewatch the reveal trailer because I want to check something out.
Don't get hype and watch pre-alpha footage. It's pre-alpha. And that means it's barely a game.
Yep.
That means it's like...
her armor looks pretty similar to War's armor, like just style-wise, so that's good. Because they're, on the same fucking team.
That's one of the odd things about it. That they're sort of like on this group, and they're sort of watched over by another group, and then the angels and demons are their own separate group, and then humans are their own group. There's a lot of groups.
Angels and demons were the groups, And then the humans came along, and this other group was like, yo, humans are going to be a big thing. So they're more powerful than the angels and the demons, so they got these 4 dudes to be like their cops to make sure the angels and demons didn't fuck shit up. But then one of the angels fucked shit up, and then they got War to fuck even more shit up, and now shit's fucked.
Exactly.
So
that is the entire story premise. And it sounds stupid, but that's the premise. The angels are the bad guys. The demons are also the bad guys, but the angels are the ones that set out to like take over the world, the earth in that story.
Like the demons are like just cliched, hey, I'm evil, I want power bad guys. The angels are like sneaky, I have plans and my plans went wrong and now everyone's dead bad guys.
Yeah.
But I'm still somehow in the right, like self-righteous type bad guys.
Yeah. And then, they get angry at War for War doing the thing that they tricked War into doing.
And then War is the bad guy because he fucked up the bad guy's plans by trying to do his job, but his job fucked everything up, so War is also technically a bad guy, but he's our bad guy, so
to be fair, he is trying to save humanity in that game. That is sort of part of the premise as well.
Well, I mean, there's not really any humanity left to save. Like, he goes up to the reanimated husks of what used to be humans, grabs them and crushes their head to get health back.
Correct.
So,
but I mean, the premise is that if he could sort this out, that it can sort of revert back.
I guess, but
I don't think they're really fully explained. But I think that's part of the premise for him, is that if he can fix it, it gets fixed for good. The angels get kicked out, the demons get kicked out, and it fixed. That's what I remember from it anyway.
I mean, yeah, it's like a kind of humanity can have another chance kind of thing, but I don't know. It's been so fucking long since I've played them. And I just got past the first boss. I just beat Bat Lady. The bat that has lady boobs.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't ever put lady boobs on bats.
Right? I actually really like the fucking boss design.
You can put lady boobs on a spider, but don't put it on a bat. Come on.
Ew.
That's exactly the point, though. If you think of a spider with tits, you go, ugh. Think of a bat with tits, you go, ugh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bats aren't that cool.
Also, Darksiders 1, Mark Hamill. That is all.
Mark Hamill is in so much stuff.
Dude, I mean, he's really, really good at what he does, but he only has, his voice is really distinctive, so even when he's playing a different character, you can tell that it's Mark Hamill because it kind of has the same sound to it.
I don't care. If you played some of the older adventure games like I do, LucasArts and Sierra, he's in quite a few of them, and you won't notice till the credits roll past.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's in Gabriel
I know
Knight.
now, everything kind of sounds like his Joker.
Yes, everything now sounds like his Joker, which is also his Rip Burger, which came first. But
okay.
He plays quite a few roles in a few games from the early 90s. Obviously, LucasArts, he was in with them, and he worked with Sierra with Gabriel Knight and I think there's a couple other games where he did voice acting.
Awesome.
And you really can't tell it's him unless you know it's him.
Nice.
Rip Burger is part of the Full Throttle game, which just got a remaster.
Okay.
Which is really good. That is a good game. One of the best adventure games ever made. And I'm using adventure here to mean point-and-click adventure, not action adventure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I assume with you it's all point-and-click because that's what you do.
I live for the point-and-click.
Literally.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm still alive.
Right?
So that's another thing that's happening, is the Darksiders 3. Which, it's good.
Which, I want to get super hyped about it, but at the same time, I got super hyped about Darksiders 2, and I never bothered finishing that.
I don't think a lot of the problems with Darksiders 2 aren't so much the intent of the game being bad. It's just the company was purely gone bankrupt.
Development issues because the company was going under at the time.
And it did get released before the company went under. And I believe someone said it was meant to be the saving grace. Like if that sold millions of copies, it would have been fine. But it was never going to do that. So.
But speaking of Darksiders, and then Joe Mad. So he is with. Yeah, he's the CEO apparently of Airship Syndicate, which is kind of a cool name, but it doesn't tell you anything about what they do. They have made a game called Battle Chasers Night War, which actually looks... It's a terrible name, but it looks kind of cool.
That's like the kind of game you'd see on a PS1 like box in a rental store, and you'd be like, nah. Yep. And you'd leave it there and get something good.
Yup.
That's a bad name.
But, like, it's been a while since I've seen this video, but it looks kind of cool.
The problem with videos of games is they can often look kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Watch Dogs, like that when that first
to be fair,
before that came out, that was all...
I enjoyed Watch Dogs. Like, not all of it.
I enjoyed it.
The story was pretty crap, and the gameplay...
Well, the story was terrible.
Yeah, the gameplay felt like they added in guns at the last minute. Like, oh, we're going to be more like GTA, put guns in there. It would have been so much better as just a hacking game, that the only way you could defend yourself was with hacking.
But, like, I don't know, Watch Dogs was... I enjoyed it, but it was super disappointing.
I wasn't disappointed by it, because when I watched that big hype trailer, I immediately thought there is no way you could do that in-game at high speed quickly, and I was right.
Yep. But it's not... It wasn't even that. Like, it was just... I don't give a shit about the visual downgrade. I don't give a shit about...
No, I don't either. That's...
slice trailer gameplay thing. My thing is, like, I just thought the hacking would be better, and the story was pretty terrible.
The story was pretty... The Watch Dogs 2 story is, like, slightly better, but it feels like a Ubisoft game, and...
Well, yeah. Like, Ubisoft makes one game over and over again.
But, I mean, like, even the story feels like a Ubisoft... Like, because there's this feel to Ubisoft games where the story feels disjointed and stitched together because it's been handed to different studios and different writers, and it all kind of gets, like, merged together in the end, and you're like, I can tell where different studios worked on it, because all of a sudden they're acting differently, or something's being mentioned that's never been mentioned before.
Yup.
And that's the thing Ubisoft needs to fix. You can't get 600 writers to write your dialogue, because it will feel wrong. And every one of their games has it. Everyone.
Yep. And... It's not... It wasn't even like that. It's just the fact that every single Ubisoft game now is... The story is the exact same. There's some big power controlling everything. You're playing like a dude who's possibly an anti-hero who has to kill people even though he shouldn't. And then you gotta go find a tower and that'll give you some shit to do, and go find another tower and that'll give you some shit to do. And like I don't know, it's just all the same fucking shit at this point.
I'm hoping the new Assassin's Creed, which is going to be in Egypt, is going to fix that. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit better. It's going to be... Probably not, but, you know, we can hope. I like Assassin's Creed, technically.
The only Assassin's Creed games I've ever played were Brotherhood, which I enjoyed.
That's a good one.
And then I waited until Assassin's Creed 3 went on sale, and I only bought it so that I could play the multiplayer. And that was when I realized that Ubisoft will never be able to run a multiplayer server properly.
Well, to be fair, they've realized that themselves, and they've stopped putting multiplayer into their Assassin's Creed games. They're focusing on the single player, so... That's good in one way and bad in another, because the Assassin's Creed multiplayer scene was quite, not huge, but quite devoted to playing the game.
Yeah, I really liked the way they handled their multiplayer, at least at first.
It's a fun concept of, like stalking and hunting, not just, like, running around killing everything that you see.
Yeah, that was nice. It was like, the fuck game was that?
Matt couldn't remember a game if he was reading about it on Google.
Dude, no, my brain is terrible.
It's because he's Canadian. Maple syrup wrecks you.
Basically, this is...
Years of maple syrup abuse.
Pretty much. Basically, maple syrup, if you cook it just right, is basically heroin.
Legal warning: do not cook maple syrup just right so it becomes heroin.
Pretty much. Why do you think people try to steal it so often?
They do. Why?
Dude, there was like a heist about it a few years ago. Like they stole a shit, like a whole fucking truckload of it.
When you walk into the shops and you see that there's maple syrup and honey sitting side by side, just pick up the honey. It's better in every way.
It's not though.
It is. It really
well,
is.
in some ways, not every way.
Just everywhere. And to be fair, you can't put honey on your pancakes, but you shouldn't be putting maple syrup on your pancakes. You should be putting lemon. So there we go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you put lemon on pancakes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, you put margarine or butter, you sprinkle some sugar, and then you squeeze lemon juice on it, and that's how you have pancakes. All right?
What the fuck?
Welcome to
Oh,
Australia.
you're weird.
There's gonna be
Australia's
there's gonna be people who watch this who are Australians and they're like, we know what you're on about, and then there's gonna be the rest of the world going, what the fuck's Vegemite?
Fuck, Vegemite's terrible, man.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
You knew this about me already. I've had Vegemite. It is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. I put some really suspicious things in my mouth.
He's quite happy to put anything in his mouth.
It's true.
So let's talk about what we've been playing recently. You've been playing Darksiders?
I've been replaying Darksiders and just a shit ton of Civ 5.
To be fair, that's how you can only play Civ 5 in a shit ton. And normally at like 4 in the morning with drool coming out your mouth going, just one more turn.
Yup.
Well, I cracked on Mafia 3 last night, because I haven't played it since they did all the big updates. They added in a whole bunch of crap. And it's actually some pretty good crap.
Sweet.
I mean, it hasn't changed the fact that Mafia 3 is this big open world where you do very similar missions to, like, free an area. But I never found that, like, too unappealing. It was kind of, like, fun just to drive around and do these missions and then do the story mission.
Yeah.
It could do with some work. It's better than Mafia 2. But adding in, like, changing your clothes and stuff like that, it should have been there from the start, but...
Do I even have that? I think I have it.
You poor boy.
No, I've got Mafia 2. I don't have Mafia 3.
Yeah, Mafia 2... Mafia 2 suffered from this problem being this story-driven open-world game that really didn't have anything to do in the open world, so you just did story mission after story mission.
Oh.
And that was it.
Because I know I got it from a Humble Bundle like fucking 3 years ago.
The only thing that Mafia 2 has that makes it stand out is the Playboy magazines, which you also get in Mafia 3.
Awesome.
And the paintings, the Vargas paintings, which are like old school paintings of women with their boobies.
I'm okay with that.
But yeah, it's Mafia 3, you know, not a 9 out of 10, not an 8, but definitely like a 6 or a 7. It's good.
This is like a real 6 or 7 or an IGN 6 or 7?
No, a real 6 or 7.
Okay.
You know, the Jim Sterling 6 or 7.
Okay, gotcha.
If you've got a 1 to 10 system, use 1 to 10.
Right?
And a 1 doesn't mean it's a broken game or it doesn't work. A 1 just means you don't like it. A broken game doesn't get a rating because it's broken.
Yup.
You don't rate big rigs over the road racing because it's big rigs. You just go, ha ha ha, what a pile of crap.
You rate it, and you rate it a 10 because that game is fantastic.
Don't listen to him. Do not download big rigs
that
over
game
the road racing.
is fantastic.
I hope he goes back and lowers the volume on that because that was really loud.
I know. That was intentional.
Do not download big rigs. Do not. Actually, do. Do it. Download big rigs over the road racing. Don't race. Just hold reverse and, like, left.
Yup.
You will learn the beauty of big rigs.
Just become one with the speed of light itself.
For anyone who doesn't know, Big Rigs was actually sold in stores. Like, it's not one of those ha-ha-ha joke games that was, like, just a beta. This game was literally sold in stores before it got pulled.
People spent money on this.
Yeah, people really put money down. And, well, I suppose like 4 people did. But some people did. God, Big Rigs is hilariously bad. So when people talk about games being broken nowadays, it's like, yeah, but you never played Shaq Fu and Big Rigs. Till you played Shaq Fu, Big Rigs, Superman 64. You don't know what broken is.
I don't even want to think about Superman. Oh my god, 64. So, you know what I really want to... What I really want to fucking replay, but I don't know where... I don't know where my cartridge went. Is, I know this isn't the actual name of it, or I think it's not the actual name of it, but like Star Wars Pod Racer.
Oh, the Nintendo 64 one.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars Pod Racing or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember that being really. I remember that being really good back in the day.
Oh,
And then
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer was the name of it.
Yeah. Then I played it more recently, like on an emulator. I do have a Nintendo 64, but I'm not going to buy Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yeah, no, it costs like, I saw it in a game store here used for $50.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. So I played it
fuck
emulated, and it is actually a horrible pile of piss. It just, at the time, really good.
Yeah, at the time it was fantastic.
Says a lot about the Nintendo 64.
Like, I don't generally play too many racing games, so it would probably still hold up for me. But
I remember at the time, like, I played like the first few levels and I really enjoyed it. And it wasn't until later levels that it got really bad, so take that for what you will.
Oh my god, it was on Game Boy Color.
Well, not the real version.
I mean, yeah, but still.
A lot of things were on Game Boy Color, but, just a fake version. But that's coming up to close to like 50 minutes now, so I think we should stop.
Shit, is it?
Yeah.
Well, including all the preamble fuckery, which took up like 7 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, like, it's getting close to 50 minutes, so... We've talked about the news.
The moral of this podcast is everyone needs to download Big Rigs. Darksiders 3 might be alright.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is still... Or 3 is still getting DLC. For
and
reasons.
Also...
Go download
Konami,
StarCraft.
because why not?
Go play StarCraft.
Always fuck Konami.
Yeah, always. Konami, just whatever you're doing, stop. Put it in the bin. Stop. Stop, please. Don't make any more pachinko. Stop.
I want someone to, like, just pay for Jim Sterling to go to Japan and go to Konami's headquarters and just hold up a sign that says fuck Konami.
He actually had people do that for him.
He's had people do it. I want him to go there and do it himself.
I think he'd get arrested. They'd be like, I'm running out. Be like, it's not Jim Sterling. Get him.
I mean, they've had him blacklisted for how long now? Since way before he was independent.
Yes. So. But for reasons, he's been
Yeah.
calling him names for a while now. For good
yeah,
reason.
but still, for fuck's sake. Like,
this is going to become the fuck you Konami section. Because fuck
pretty
Konami.
much.
When did you see the Metal Gear Solid 3 in the Fox engine, and everyone got really hype, and it was like, haha, it's for a pachinko machine.
Yeah.
They went through all the time and effort to remaster this game's cutscene in this beautiful Fox engine.
It looks fantastic.
I would buy that, and I don't even like Metal Gear Solid 3. That looks amazing. And it's like, haha, it's a pachinko machine. It's a cutscene for while you're playing a pachinko machine. What the fuck, Konami? Why?
Why the fuck?
I get you get money out of it, but why? You could put all the money and effort into making the pachinko machine and also the Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster. And trust me, it would still sell. People would buy it saying fuck Konami, but they'd still buy it.
People would buy the fuck out of it.
God damn that company. I mean, to be fair, I don't run a business. I'm not a multi-million-dollar Japanese corporation. So, what the fuck do I know? But stop it, Konami.
Right?
Stop it.
This is dumb. They're dumb.
Well, to be fair, Hideo Kojima left for reasons.
Yeah.
And we can't say what those reasons are because he's not explained them, but it's pretty much they kept interfering with whatever he was doing.
Yup.
Which is a good and bad thing, because what he wants to do potentially is fuck a 15-year-old in Snatcher, or make Metal Gear Solid. It's one of the two, and you can never be sure with Kojima.
Yeah, he's strange.
Well, I mean, he's no Swery, but he's Kojima.
Yeah.
And I mean, Swery and Kojima, I know that... what's the other guy? Who's even worse? I can't remember what his name is. It's barely a name.
What the fuck? Suda or whatever?
Yeah, Suda. The guy who makes the big cock guns.
50-some?
51, 54, something like that.
Something like that.
I don't... Obviously, that's not his real
51.
name. Yeah,
Yeah.
The pinnacle of weird Japan.
Yeah.
Swery, Kojima, and Suda.
Yeah, he was the Killer 7 No More Heroes guy.
Yeah, and also the one with where we went to hell and he had like the bone gun. It was called Boner. I can't remember its
I have
name.
no idea.
It was like a 360 game. It was pretty good.
All right,
But the whole joke was he had a big gun and it was his boner because it was bone.
Solid joke.
Solid, yeah, like 100%, 10 out of 10.
Solid joke.
Good work. If you don't know who Swery is, go get a copy of Deadly Premonition on the PS3 or Xbox 360. Never get the PC version, ever. And play that. For reasons. You'll learn. You'll learn, boy. You won't understand until you understand. And then you can go play Big Rigs.
Yes. Swear to God, if I cared enough to bother downloading that game, I would play it every night before I go to bed.
So, I talk shit about Big Rigs, but I don't have to worry about downloading it because I have multiple copies on my computer.
Wait, why multiple?
Well, I've got the installed version, I've got the patched version, I've got the ISO.
Oh. Well, shit.
I'm a bad person. But I'm all about preserving games, so, you know, Big Rigs is a pile of crap, but it's a game.
Yeah, but it's also Big Rigs.
Still needs preservation.
I'm not arguing with that. What I'm saying is, why are you not playing it right now?
I don't know, because I'm doing this podcast.
You fucking dweeb.
Maybe we should stop doing the podcast and go play Big Rigs.
Yes. Shit, I actually do kind of want to download that now.
So,
remember,
bye from
everyone,
Dan.
piracy is bad unless you need something, and then it's very good.
If you need Big Rigs in your life right now, it is 100% morally and legally, brackets, totally not legally, okay to download that game.
Right?
Still illegal, but do it anyway.
I mean, it's only illegal if you get caught, so fuck it.
If you're going to tell people to download Big Rigs, if you like adventure games, go and download Limbo of the Lost. I'm a bad person.
I don't know what that is, but I feel like I don't want to know what that is, so...
So, bye from Dan.
Wait, what?
You're going to say goodbye?
Oh, bye. Okay.
He's on the maple syrup again.
Dude, I am. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Alright, this has been a thing. At some point, I'll probably cut out the jankier parts and make this sound professional.
He won't.
I won't. Pretend like we have goodbye music here, and then we'll see you whenever the hell we do another one. Yes, that. That's the music. That right there.
Yep, it's over now. Why are you still listening? Stop.
Fucking dicks.